I wanted to make a video showing an update of all of the plants I have imported from Ecuagenera, because I've had two orders from them, one from a pop-up and another one I got delivered to me in pretty short time span of each other. I was so excited about the pop-up that I then a month later put in an order to get delivered to me, and I just posted that video of showing that unboxing. So I have the order I got 2 months ago, and then the other order I got a month ago. I know I uploaded the video just a week ago, but it just took me time to get it uploaded. So yeah, and like I said, one of my other videos that I would show you, this is my Majesty Pomp, and I have put little ornaments in it for Halloween. And then I don't know if you can see it from that viewpoint, but I have these little lights here that I turn on at night. And this ornament looks like an eyeball, which is my favorite ornament. Oh, will it stay? Oh no, it wants to face that way. So you probably won't be able to see it throughout the whole video. But anyways, I am gonna go ahead and start with updates from the video I uploaded last week. So with the one that I got more recently. So it's been about a month since I've had it. And yeah, so I'll try to go in the same order that I showed them in the last video. But the first one is the Anthurium Pallidflorum. And I would say, I don't think I really have any updates on this plant. Let me try to back up and show you just how long. I don't know how far away I have to go, but okay, is this the longest leaf? Yeah. So it's at my shoulder and it goes all the way to my palm. I can't keep a hold of it. I hope I can get it all in one shot, but it's hard because it is very, 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 very big, and it is beautiful. I had noticed there was this cosmetic damage. It looks the same. This growth point looks the same to me. I don't think I've seen anything from it. I will try to look at, I'll try to look at the video when I was unboxing it to see if this looks like it has made any progress or not. But yeah, I haven't seen too much progress on this guy. This leaf does look like it is struggling, but it looked like that when I unboxed him. So I'm not too worried about it. And I do notice this guy, when he's thirsty, he'll curl up, like his leaf will kind of like curl in like this. And he's definitely not thirsty now, but he is curling a little bit. I think that's just because I have him outside in open air. He does not fit inside my greenhouse cabinet. So I am hoping that when this leaf emerges, it will be used to growing in my conditions and it won't get too curled up, but I'm not too worried about it. But and this little hole here, I believe, was there when I unboxed him. But yeah, still totally in love with this guy. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some new growth, or hopefully this leaf will emerge soon. I think the next one I did, so I also unboxed a Philodendron Melanoneuron, and I have a lot of updates since I unboxed it. I love that plant, it's so beautiful. But what I'm kind of noticing with basically all the philodendron I've ordered from Ecuagenera, they have a really hard time in shipping, and the Anthuriums ship so much better. When I order from, so I'm in Texas, United States, Texas. So when I order from Ecuagenera USA, which is based in Florida, I've ordered a philodendron from them, and it arrived to me, and like it was definitely not super happy, but it's survived. It kept its first leaf, and yeah, I just think going forward, if I want any philodendron, I'm gonna order from Ecuagenera USA, and if I do order from Ecuagenera philodendron, I'm just going to assume it's going to turn into, I guess, a wet stick, because that's just been my experience so far. And maybe I'll get better over time, but yeah. So with that being said, you can probably imagine my Philodendron Melanoneuron is all cut up now. Which one is it in? I think, yeah, he's in here. So I have a prop box, and there's a couple other cuttings in here as well. But yeah, he had his first leaf was just, it got yellow and died, and then you saw the new leaf that had come in was so like shriveled up, and every leaf was yellowing, and I was down to the last leaf. So I had 2 leaves left on it, and the second leaf was yellowing. So at that point I decided, hey, I'm gonna cut this guy up. I took a look at the roots, and I'll show you what healthy roots look like, because some of these are rooting, but it is really hard for me to tell if the roots are rotting, dried up, or healthy. Because sometimes the healthy roots on one plant look different than another, some are darker than others, so I don't know, I have a hard time when it's a new plant, and I haven't really, it's not like a mainstream plant, so there aren't too many videos out there on it that show what the healthy root looks like. So yeah, I think just from the get-go, it was probably the roots were just dried up, and then maybe when I put it in soil and was watering it, it was experienced some root rot. So I do plan, I don't know if I took any video or pictures of that process, but I'll try to put them up if I did. So I'll go ahead and show you, I guess while I'm showing you this, I'll also let you know that 2 months ago, my Philodendron Lynamii, that one died on me as well. Not died, I guess, was dying. All of the leaves turned yellow, and I really tried to get it to keep at least one of the leaves, and it just didn't. So that one is in here as well. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show you what I got in here. So there is quite a bit. There is other stuff in here as well. So it's not all my Philodendron Ecuagenera failures. This is Melanoneuron. This is Melanoneuron, and this one's looking a little, okay, I think it's still fine because the growing eye still looks green to me, but the node itself just looks, the node in its entirety looks shriveled up. And I did have one of them die on me already, or like rot on me already. This one, same thing. That's feeling kind of mushy, so he might be rotting or rotted. But I'm not gonna give up hope. I could cut him again. I think I did cut him because he was rotting, and I could cut again, but maybe I'll try that after this. But I do have one. I know I at least have one guy, and he looks weird too, right? Like, he does not look like very well, but he has a root here. Let me get that sphagnum off so you can better see the healthy root. So, and that's why, as you can see, that's why I'm not giving up on those two. This guy's all like brown, and he looks like he's dying, but the growth point looks green. I've noticed the growth point when it starts darkening, that's usually a sign that the node is no longer viable. But yeah, so this is the root. So you can see at the very base, it is red, but it's a bright red. And then the rest of the root is white. So that's what it looks like when it's healthy. So I'm gonna stick him back in here. And while I'm in here, I'll go ahead and show you my Lynamii. nodes I have. I don't think this one's rooting. And that looks a little bit, oh yeah, that's definitely rotting. So I'm going to try to tear that part off. I think the node in itself, it's still viable, but I'm gonna tear that part off. I'm gonna set it. I hope you can see this. I'm gonna go ahead and set it aside here. Let me show you a little better. It's very mushy right there. So I'm gonna try to tear that part off. But yeah, I'm gonna put it on the side for now. So this is also another Lynamii, and you can see this one is rooting, has a little baby root, and it's just a white root. And then this is another Lynamii, and you can kind of see it is, I can't tell. It looks like a root, but I don't know. It kind of looks like it could be a leaf. I don't see any other roots, so I hope it's not a leaf yet, because, I mean, there's a tiny root there, but I don't know. I don't know if it can sustain itself. I'm gonna put you this way a little bit. So if it is a leaf, it'll find the light. But yeah, so, oh, and this is, ooh. This was the new growth on my Melanoneuron, and there was a node, but the node rotted, and you can see this is rotting too. This isn't even a node anymore. I was just experimenting, and I was like, well, maybe this will grow roots, but it is not. So I'm gonna take that out. I'm probably gonna just toss that at this point. But yeah, those are all the nodes from Ecuagenera. There's some other stuff in here, but I'm not going to talk to that right now. So I do have another Philodendron Lynamii node right here. I wanted to try something a little bit different. So this guy is not in a prop box, but he is in sphagnum moss, and I just have him in my IKEA cabinet. So he has this root coming out, and again white, and then another root on the other side coming out. Yeah, and this guy was put in the cabinet at the same time as others. This is mushy as well, so I'm gonna try to tear that part off. I'm gonna stick him back in here for now though. I feel like I have to check on my prop box every day. I know some people I've heard say, oh, just like cut it up, put it in a prop box, and then come back in a couple months, which I think you can do that, but I really want these to survive, so I am checking on it, and I'm also just nosy and curious. I check on it every day or every other day, and that I have found that it's beneficial, because I am finding rot, and I want to make sure I get rid of the rot before it infects, I guess, the whole node. So I guess it depends on how susceptible the nodes are and how much you care about making sure those nodes are successful. Maybe if you have like a whole prop box of pothos nodes or something like that, maybe you wouldn't mind waiting a couple months. But I would say, for me at least, the fact that I feel like I did have put in money and I've invested just emotionally in it, I just want to make sure I give it the best chance as possible. I have the Anthurium Magnificum crossed with Pandurilaminum, but he's doing awesome. I don't even have him in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. He is in open air. And you can see he's crisping up a little bit on the edges here. Not on the edges, on the ends. And that was happening even before, like when I think I noticed it was happening, he was crisping when he arrived. But that's okay. I'm okay with the older leaves crisping up like that. I just want the new growth, which if you can see, there is new growth there. Look at that leaf. This is the first leaf that it's producing, and the stem itself looks pretty thick, so I think the size should be the same as this one, if not bigger, but we'll see. He, I was very shocked to see a new growth from him already. But yeah, I'm so excited for that new leaf. I'm hoping the lobiness, like I said, is more of the Pandurilaminum is more noticeable. But yeah, he's been doing pretty good. I have him in open air. I do have I don't know if you can see over there is exactly where I put him. And there is a little humidifier right there that sometimes hits him, but I think I just would like to get him used to, since he's tolerating it, I want to get him used to just being outside in my apartment and not in the IKEA greenhouse cabinet. I didn't even put him in there once and he was fine. So yeah, I'm hoping this new leaf and the new leaves afterwards are acclimated to my climate. But yeah, I think he was my favorite, has turned out to be my favorite since the most recent haul I did. Alrighty, and then this one, okay. This is the Anthurium Exstipulatum, and there was another leaf, like an older leaf, that I had to take off because it completely yellowed, like how this one's yellowing. And I think I'm gonna have to take this one off. I don't know why it is yellowing. I am afraid. So it has popped out 2 new leaves since, or it had. This is one of the new leaves. It's popped out like way smaller, and it was in the IKEA greenhouse cabinet at first. And it had popped out this new leaf too, but it turned yellow as well. So it's kind of weird. I think this one was getting burned because I think it was too close to the grow light, and so it like shriveled up. And then there was one on the bottom, and then there's this one, and the one on the bottom was yellowing. So I just took it out of the greenhouse cabinet entirely, and now it's an open air. And since I did that, this guy's yellowing, but this new leaf is green, and I don't see any crisping at all. So it might be time to cut this guy off now. I might wait until tomorrow because there's still a little bit of green, but yeah, I'll probably cut this guy off tomorrow, and then I'm gonna keep a very close eye on this leaf. And if this leaf starts to go downhill, at that point, I might have to cut him up. Well, I will have to cut him up because there are a lot of nodes, and as you can see, I am air layering right here, and just in case of an emergency. There's some little roots here, but hopefully we don't get to that case. I'm hoping this is just one of well, I don't hope it's more fussy, but I'm thinking this is maybe a more fussy Anthurium. It is more textured in the leaf, so maybe it is more fussy of an Anthurium, but I don't know. I've been debating on putting him back in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, but I don't think I'm going to. Like I said, this new leaf doesn't show any damage or anything negative from taking it out. And yeah, there's a leaf in here that's pregnant. That's why I didn't cut that off entirely. But yeah, Anthurium Exstipulatum. Alrighty, so I finished going over the plants from my last haul, and again, this is a 1-month update from it. So now I'm going to talk about the plants I got at the Ecuagenera pop-up here, and it's been 2 months since I got those, so this is, I guess, a 2-month update for them. And I'm going to go ahead and start on the bad news first, and I guess get to the better news. So Philodendron El Choco Red. Yeah, someone in my last update video had told me, like, if you can remember, or if not, I'll put a picture up. My El Choco Red was like drooping very sadly. It only had its 1 leaf left, and the new growth point no leaf was emerging, so I don't know, I was like hoping for the best. But somebody had commented on that video and said, hey, that's exactly what my El Choco Red looked like, and it turned out it had root rot. So I went ahead and I checked the roots, and sure enough, the roots did not look good. So I just took, again, cuttings, and have all of the nodes propagating in a prop box. Thank you to the person who commented that. I was able to salvage some of the nodes, or all of the nodes that were on there, and I'll be able to have little baby El Choco Reds now. So I'll go ahead and show you those. I was able to gather 3 nodes, and if you can't see, there is a little baby leaf. And I have been filming this whole process, so I'll probably do its own standalone video of my struggles of the philodendron world and propagating. I want to be super careful with these because I've heard they're just super finicky. So I'll start off with this one first. I'm going to set it down and then just show you each one. I'll show you this one because it's like the most exciting. This has a little baby leaf. It just came out green. It didn't come out like red or anything fancy, but I'm just happy. I'm happy that there's a leaf coming out. I haven't poked around too much. I don't see any roots along the sides or at the bottom, which it hasn't been that long. I can't remember the exact time I did this, but yeah, I'm not going to go in there and look at it too much, but that guy's still alive, so I'm happy. Next, we'll look at the top cut. So this is the top cut I had that was just not doing anything. It's still not really doing anything for me. It's just kind of there. It's still green, so I think that's a good sign. I don't know. I might just kind of take it out right now a little bit. Just to make sure it's not rotting. I don't think I see any rot. But I also don't think I see any roots either. Is that a root? No. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell if it's a root or sphagnum moss. I don't see any. Oh, I guess there's 2 growth points. So there's a growth point there and a growth point there. I guess so technically I could cut here, but oh, is this a root? I don't know. I think this is a root, but I can't tell if this is a dried up root or a new root. I don't know what the root. So oops. Yeah, so I can't tell if that is a dried up root from previously or a new root. But yeah, I don't think he's rotting or anything, so I'm gonna put him back. I'm gonna put him just like that. And then the last one is this one, and if you can see, I think I have 2 growth points on this one. I think there's a growth point here and here. Ooh. I think those are 2 growth points. So I'm super stoked on that. I don't want to take it out or disturb it. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. Definitely it's still alive, but yeah. I am having some success propagating my El Choco Red. So yay. And this is in, just for reference, this is just in a mix of sphagnum moss and cocoa chips. Yeah, so I'm very proud of that because so far I have not lost any El Choco Red nodes. So these are the 3 I was able to gather, and they're all still alive. So I'm happy about that. I can't say the same about my Philodendron Melanoneuron, but I think my Lynamii are all still alive too. So maybe it's just the Melanoneuron that's more fussy, but I don't know. I've heard El Choco Red super fussy, so I don't know. Who knows? All right, next is, I don't want to say it's bad news, but it's not, I don't know. It's gonna look bad, but I'm actually excited. So we have here my Anthurium Regale, or Regale. So as you can see, this leaf is just all yellow. And actually, okay, weirdly, I think this this is like this yellow orange the leaf is turning is like such a beautiful color. I've seen leaves yellow before, but the way this one's yellowing is, I don't know, it is pretty. But I did notice a little bit of yellowing, and I had at one point put an extra grow light in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, and I thought, oh, maybe it's getting too much light, so I turned that extra light off. But it's still kind of continuing to yellow. It was not this severe, but I thought, I love this plant so much, I want to check on it. So I checked on the roots and the chunk, and I can show pictures at this point because I know I have pictures, but I noticed like the top half that I was air layering in sphagnum moss. And again, thank you to someone who commented on that update video, because I did see something like I wasn't sure if they were like aerial roots or roots that were emerging, and someone commented and said, hey, yeah, those are roots, you should put some sphagnum moss around the top of it. So I did, and I got a good amount of little roots coming out of that. And so what I ended up doing is I took it out, and the roots at the top that were in the sphagnum moss were good. Everything below that, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. So what I ended up doing is I had even boyfriend for help, because if you can remember, that thing was very thick. The chunk was very thick. So we used a saw and we cut it up. So we cut it up into pieces of 3. So this is the top cutting, and then I'll show you I have 2 huge chunks that I'm thinking maybe, who knows, maybe they'll grow. Like, I'm hoping I'll propagate them and they'll grow another leaf. I want to do that for a couple reasons, as like a safety means of like, I want to try to save this guy. So if that's rotting, and it was hard for me to tell if it was rotting or not. If that's rotting, I want to cut it before it infects the top part. And additionally, I thought if this guy does completely die on me, it would be nice to have just a backup. But I don't think this guy's dying. This guy's not dying, because I'm going to show you why I don't think he's dying. So first thing is that there is a new leaf emerging. This guy right here, he is emerging. So, and this is still green right here. So I think maybe what's happening, I've heard this plant is like a 1-leaf wonder, and if it's pushing out a new leaf, the older leaf can die. So maybe that's what's happening. This is the leaf that it did ship with. So I am sad to see a leaf, because oh my god, it's so beautiful. I don't know how big this leaf is going to end up being, but I would be surprised if it was as big as the original. Another reason why I don't think he's dying is because, so I put him in here, and now I can see like this root growth like on the side. Like, this was not here. These roots were not here when I first potted him up, and like it was not that long ago that I did this. So I think he's way happier in this like much smaller little pot container by himself, and we cut off the, I guess, the dead. I don't know if it's dead or not, but yeah. We'll see. I'm so freaking excited for this leaf. Like, yeah, so I definitely don't think he's dying, and like you saw, those roots look healthy. They're not rotting at all. So yeah, there's that guy. He is still living in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, and he'll probably live there until he outgrows it, because yeah. So for those 2 chunks that we cut off of this, this is what they look like now. Oops, sorry. And so this one, I was worried about. I don't know if you can see, there's like this line here. It's like a curved line like this. I was thinking maybe he was rotting, because it was, when I first cut this part was white, and then this was very, very dark, but it wasn't mushy. So I don't think, I don't know, maybe it was rotting, maybe it wasn't, but yeah, that's kind of what we have going on. One thing, I did this not that long ago, but I swear, is this new growth? This has got to be a root or new growth. It looks like it's on a growing eye, so I'm thinking it's new growth, but I don't really imagine. I wasn't expecting it to happen so fast, so yeah. I don't think I see anything on this one yet. See how much darker this one is? I don't know. It might be rotted or rotting. But I'm going to keep them in here together just because they take up so much space. But yeah, can you believe that? Like, already? Oops. Like, look at that. That's totally something. It's doing something, so I'm happy. This is my first time propagating, I guess, propagating or dividing. I don't know what you would call it at this point, but I think propagating still makes sense. This is my first time propagating an Anthurium at all, and I feel like it's a pretty intimidating one to propagate, especially because these are so big. The chunks are so big, and also I know regales are known to be a little bit finicky. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I am also somewhat wanting to document this one as well because I don't think there's much out there on propagating an Anthurium Regale. So yeah, I'll share the journey with you and probably do a separate video on that as well. I guess I'll just show you my Anthurium Cirinoi, which I just showed you in my August favorites. But yeah, so these are the 2 leaves it came shipped with. And then this is the new leaf it's pushed out since. And I think it's still a little bit soft. Like if you see, if I do this, I don't know actually. I still feel like it's a little bit more soft, but I don't know if it's done growing or not. Yeah, so I just showed her, but I mean, she's beautiful, so I'm sure no one's gonna mind seeing her again. She's super shimmery, and that's, I don't know, even these leaves are super shimmery also, and they're not new, but this one just, I don't know, it looks so shimmery. It's so beautiful. And ooh, I want to say the length is about the same, but it's not. It's more narrow. It's like more lean, I guess. It's more skinny than the others. So like, look how wide this one is. This guy's super wide, and then he's skinny. So maybe he'll get wider as time goes on. And then we do have another growth point here. And we do have, just to show you, this is like a root right here. If you can see it, that's a root. But yeah, he's super happy. So beautiful. So now for my last plant, is the Anthurium Gigi. And for the longest time, this plant was not really doing anything for me. Like, no bad signs of anything negative happening, but it was just kind of there. Like, no new growth, no nothing. It's been 2 months. And I did notice some root growth, like this right here. Like things like this was growing out. But if you can see it, and this growth point was here for the longest time, but if you can see now, the growth points I feel like gotten bigger, and there's some green sticking out of it. So we do have a new leaf on the way, which I'm super excited for as well. I guess I'm excited for all of them, but yeah, I love this guy is so, he is so pretty. The leaves are just so dark and glossy. I'm excited for the new leaf to appear. I did just water her today, but yeah. So yeah, that's all of my plants, or that's all the plants I've imported from Ecuagenera. So what I'm realizing is that I like Anthurium better than Philodendron. I think Anthurium might be my favorite type of plant. And part of that is just because I think I haven't had an Anthurium die on me yet. And again, I think I mentioned it already, but I think I'm gonna try to not buy Philodendron from the Ecuagenera site and just focus on Anthurium, which, okay, I'm so terrible. I put in another order. I put in another Ecuagenera order, all Anthurium. I'm getting 4 new Anthurium. And like I said, I am realizing I love Anthurium, and Anthurium are very hard to come by. Like, I feel like I can't just go into a nursery and buy an Anthurium. And if they do have an Anthurium, it's not one I don't know that I want. So yeah, I went ahead and did another order. So I don't know, who knows, that'll arrive in the next few weeks or so ish. I'm super excited for it. But yeah, I'll definitely upload a video of that unboxing as well. But I am not gonna be ordering from them again in a while. Like, I am being I'm not doing it right. I should be doing one big large order so I don't have to pay so much for shipping, but yeah, I could get Anthurium in the US too, like nearby, but the prices are so much more, and I feel like I've had pretty good success rate getting Anthurium from Ecuagenera. I haven't had an Anthurium Ecuagenera, I haven't had an Anthurium imported from Ecuagenera die on me yet, although that Exstipulatum might be the first if he doesn't, you know, if he we'll see hopefully not. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing day.